I want to stick with what happened in Blackpool South. We're going to speak to Richard Tice, leader of Reform UK. Thanks very much for coming on the programme.
Very good morning to you. Yes, indeed, it was an extraordinary night in Blackpool South. We got within a whisker of 100 and so votes of defeating the Tories into second place. This was our best by-election by a significant margin, way above our national polling average, which knocks into a cocked hat those sort of naysayers who said we couldn't do it. And also elsewhere in the north, in Sunderland, we beat the Tories in 16 out of 25 wards. So what's rapidly becoming clear...
I promise we will come back to the councils in a minute. Just want to stick with Blackpool South first, and then we will come on to the results elsewhere. You did certainly very well considering previous performances. How frustrated, though, from your point of view, that you didn't beat the Conservatives into second?
Yeah, look, it would have been great, of course, but nevertheless, we're delighted with 17%. It's above our national polling average. It's our best by-election result. And what it shows actually with great local candidates, more and more people are hearing about reform and they like the message that they hear. And of course, everybody knew that Labour was going to win this. But if you look at the collapse in the Tory vote there, they went from 50% down to 17%. I mean, this is seismic shift.
But for voters, what about the idea for voters that actually you did very well, given national vote share and all the things that you just mentioned there? No one will dispute that. But it's still nowhere near actually winning a seat. So what does that say to voters in any
I tell you what that says. That says that we've got the wrong electoral system in this country, because it's patently unfair. If you're getting 17% of the votes across the country, but because of our system you can't get any seats, then that actually shows that democracy is not working. That's why most Western nations have some form of proportional representation. Here's the great irony now. The Tories are collapsing so fast, very soon they'll be begging to have proportional representation to stop a complete annihilation of the Tory party. Wouldn't that be a thing?
OK, interesting. Electoral reform has been high on the agenda of parties like the Liberal Democrats for a long time. No such shift in the offing. Let's talk about, away from Blackpool South then, the rest of the evening. What's your assessment of Reform UK's performance?
Well, the first council results that were out were actually in Sunderland in the northeast. And as I say, we beat the Tories in 16 of 25 wards. Again, significantly outperforming our national polling share, and we're delighted we've got some very important mayoral results being counted over the next day and a half. And again, in the northeast and in Manchester, I think we could surprise people on the upside. What's rapidly becoming clear is basically, as more people hear us about reform, we're becoming the real opposition to the Labour Party in the north, in the Midlands, in Wales. We're on the way up, and it's quite clear that the Tories are on the way down.
Well, if you say you're becoming the real opposition to the Labour Party in some areas, isn't the electoral truth that if people vote reform, they take votes away from the Conservatives and they get Labour? So vote reform, get Labour.
The more people who vote reform, then the more reform we've got the opportunity to get. Look, there's no difference between the main two parties. They're variants of socialism. The highest taxes for 70 years, the highest government spending for 70 years, the worst public sector outcomes, the lowest growth per decade for 70 years, and the longest per person recession we're currently in. It's 2 years long. That's the longest per person recession for 70 years. This is an economic catastrophe, and Labour Party's plans will not achieve any economic growth whatsoever. We hear nothing on that. We've got a bold plan to make work pay. We've got an ambitious plan to get to zero waiting lists on healthcare, which is absolutely essential. So there's so many areas of British life that frankly need fundamental reform, and that's what we stand for.
You said the word was getting out about Reform UK, that more people were hearing about you. If that is your ambition, Nigel Farage is pretty well known across the UK. You want him to stand, don't you?
Well, I very much have said that the more help Nigel feels able to give, the better. He's got a big decision to make. And obviously the clock is ticking, because who knows, the general election, it might be a summer election. Most people think it'll be autumn, but there are a number of circumstances why it could be this summer. So yeah, the more help Nigel feels able to give, then the better. But obviously he thought he'd left frontline politics. We trusted the Tories in 2019 to get Brexit done properly. They've messed up, they've had their chance, they've blown it. And frankly, that's why we're saying we've now got to become the real opposition to Labour's socialism.
Well, we know an election is coming at the end of this year. Wouldn't it be really helpful of Nigel to have come out, from your point of view, before these local elections, giving you a profile boost before these
There are
elections?
certain contractual regulations with regard to his existing broadcasting contract and things that are important as well. And as I say, he's got a decision to make, and the clock is ticking. But the more help that we can get, the better. As you quite rightly say, he's probably the best known politician alongside Boris Johnson, and he's highly respected. So let's wait and see.
OK, and just lastly, you weren't standing, obviously, in every seat, far from it, at these elections. What are you aiming for when it comes to general election?
We'll be standing in 630 seats, and that's why we've been focusing on making sure we've got candidates in every seat across England, Scotland and Wales, and that we boost that profile. But where we are standing in, I think, the 12 or 13% of council seats, we are achieving at or above our national polling average, and that is a sign of real significant progress.
OK, Richard Tice, leader of Reform UK, thank you very much for coming on the programme. Thank you.